Hi, my name is Dan. Welcome to a place where we take cool and useful information from the internet, from our own minds, from industry professionals, and even from you, the viewers. Mix those ingredients with filmmaking, entrepreneurship, gear reviews, special guests, and even life hacks. And what do you get? Welcome to the Take and Give Show. Hey, what's going on everyone? Dan Bennett here, founder and creative director of DNA Design Company and host of the Take and Give Show. This is episode 6. All right, so on the show we do talk about entrepreneurship, and today I'm going to give you a list of some of the books that I've come across that have helped me along my way as I've built my company. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't think that reading books really helps you get anything done. But as far as guidance, practicality, and sometimes just sparking your own creativity, I do find that reading business books and things of that nature tend to help me out a little bit. So I'm not saying read these books and they'll tell you the way, but I am saying you can implement some of the ideas of these books to help you on your way. All right, I'm gonna go through these really quick because I'm not gonna fully dive into each one, but I'm gonna hit on what they're about, link up to the authors and everything they have to offer so you can check them out for yourself. And if any of you guys really want me to dive into one of these titles, leave a comment below and let me know. If you remember in episode 5, we're giving away a $25 Amazon gift card. So stick around to the end of this episode to see if you're the winner. Now let's dive into those book titles now. Now I'll be the first to admit I'm not a huge reader. I ingest a lot of text, but a lot of it's digital and I don't necessarily sit down and read a lot of books. But last year I did get into audiobooks because I travel so much I could pop them in when I'm in the car. And the first title I came across is SHOEDOG, a memoir by the creator of Nike, Phil Knight. Now the thing I loved about this book is about 3 chapters in, I was already reading about struggles that were way worse than any I've had, and the fact that they never gave up on their ideas or their dreams. By the end of the book, I'd seen so many hardships by one company that I couldn't even dream about giving up on what I'm trying to accomplish myself. So the main point of SHOEDOG for me was not only that it's an entertaining story about how Nike was developed, but also just a great read to remind you that a lot more people have went through a lot worse things, so make sure to stick it out. And I hate to say it, but Nike's got the best slogan of all, right? Just do it. You got an idea, want to start a business, want to help someone out, change your community, just do it. All right, I talked about SHOEDOG by Phil Knight first because it's kind of just a story or a biography of what happened. But the rest of the titles that I'm going to share with you are all either scientifically or data-driven. These are hard facts, tested facts that really show how things work and how you can apply it to your business. Not a lot of theory in these titles, which is why I love them, because almost everything I do in business and in my personal life is really driven by logic, fact, and data. Now, the next title I want to talk about is a book called Never Split the Difference: Negotiate as if your life depends on it, by the author Chris Voss. This book is described as a former FBI top hostage negotiator's field-tested tools for talking anyone into or out of just about anything. Now, Chris was a top FBI negotiator, hostage crisis situation negotiator, and this book is full of all kinds of real-world scenarios where negotiation came into play and not only made a difference, but actually saved people's lives. After Chris retired from the FBI, he went into the private sector and started to consult with businesses about how they could use these same tactics and principles that are based in data and research to get the results that they want in their business. It's a great read, and if you've ever struggled with negotiating contracts or proposals or just trying to make sure that you're getting the most that you can from all of your business interactions, I definitely recommend checking this one out. All right, the next title I want to talk about is called The Science of Selling by David Hoffield. The word is right in the title. You're going to see a theme throughout all these books that I'm recommending that are either scientifically or data-driven in nature. Again, there's not a lot of theory in these books, but there is a lot of hard data that you really can't deny. The Science of Selling is really full of proven strategies to make your pitch, influence decisions, and to close the deal. Now, this is technically a sales book, but what I love about it is it dives into the information that has been pulled from dozens of years of research about how the human mind works when it's making a purchasing decision. This book was written by someone who is already successful in the sales world, but really wanted to push it a step further. So if you pick up this title and give it a quick read, you can get decades worth of information and data right at your fingertips that tell you how the human mind works as it makes a purchasing decision and what kind of tactics and strategies you can use to make your sales efforts that much more powerful. The next title I want to quickly talk about is called The Tipping Point. A lot of you have probably already heard of this book, and it really falls nicely into these categories I'm talking about of data and research and science and how they can impact your business. This book was written by Malcolm Gladwell, and it really talks about how all the little things can make a really big difference. The tipping point is that magic moment when an idea, a trend, social behaviors cross a threshold and they tip and then end up spreading like wildfire. Now again, sticking with the theme, there's tons of real-world studies and stories that talk about different organizations and companies who have reached that tipping point and how these guys have done all the research necessary to find out how that works and why. Now the next title I want to talk about is called DEALSTORMING by the author Tim Sanders. This book is described as the secret weapon that can solve your toughest sales challenges. Now I know what you're thinking, another sales book, Dan, come on. But this one really blew my doors off because it really shows how powerful collaboration can be if strategy is involved in how you execute. Now if you're wondering about the title of this one, Deal Storming, it is two words put together, deal making and brainstorming, and how if you draw from knowledge in different departments within your company, and this applies to the real world too, you really can get some awesome outside perspective on how to solve a specific kind of problem. Now you'll see as you read this book that you can't just throw a bunch of people into a room and hope to get a great result. You have to have rules, you have to have strategy, and something that Tim found out when he worked at Yahoo was just how powerful it was if executed with strategy. It would be to use people from different departments to help solve sales problems. Now maybe you're saying, Dan, I work by myself, I don't have a big company. All of these details and strategies can still be implemented in your organization or your business. So check it out. The next title I want to talk about is by Angela Duckworth, and it's called Grit. I first found Angela actually in a TED Talk and then found out later that she was an author. I was already in a stream of books that were science and data driven, and I found out hers was another great example of that. So I had to pick it up and check it out. Psychologists have spent decades searching for the secret of success, but Angela Duckworth is the one who actually found it. She not only tells us what it is, but also how to get it. So in the book Grit, Angela kind of discovers through study, process, and gathering data that grit, or perseverance mixed with passion for long-term effort, is really what's at the core of almost everyone's success. Now this book is one that really kind of hit me hard. I've always wondered how it is I'm able to find success in business or in life when there's really no roadmap on how to do so. And as soon as she started to describe what grit was, I realized that's something I have, and that's probably the main reason I'm still around doing what it is that I love to do. So if you don't have grit, I would check out this book. And if you do, I'd find out how to hone it and maybe teach it to other people. Now moving right along, I'm going to talk about the title Good to Great by Jim Collins. In this book, Jim talks about why some companies make the leap and others do not. Now in Good to Great, Jim and his talented team over many years looked into what makes companies make that move from good to great. They looked at stock market analysis, CEO interviews, they did all kinds of data research to find out why only a few companies ever really make that leap. This carefully researched and well-written book disproves most of the current management hype, from the cult of the superhuman CEO to the cult of IT to the acquisitions and merger mania that we see between large companies. It will not enable mediocrity to become competence, but it should enable competence to become excellence. So inside this book, Jim and his team take all this rich data that took years and years to cultivate, and not only do they give that data to you, they also take every company that has made that good to great leap, and they have a counter company or a mirror company that has all the same advantages, is about the same size, in the same market, but for some reason hasn't made that leap. And then they break down what the companies do different from each other, and you get a really clear picture of what companies have to do to move from good to great. All right, the next book I'm going to talk about is called Get Scrappy by Nick Westergaard. I love this book. I think it's my favorite out of all the ones that I'm talking about because I really relate personally to it. I built DNA Design Company from the ground up, and there's been a lot of bumps and bruises and falling over hurdles along the way, but everything that has worked along the way, I've definitely taken note of it. Get Scrappy really tells you how you can get scrappy with your marketing and make a place for yourself amongst all the noise and amongst all the big dogs and still get your product, service, and your story out there and heard. Get Scrappy is described as a smarter digital marketing for businesses big and small. And if you're feeling like David in a field of marketing Goliaths, a really good thing that you can do is to get Scrappy. I think one of my favorite parts about this book is that it does focus quite a bit on the digital landscape that's currently in front of us and how to use things like social media, email marketing, and your current website to really make a dent in the marketplace. Now, we are in an age where it is still relatively affordable to advertise and market on social media. And I think that if you're out there and you're thinking about getting scrappy and how you can use your dollars or even the free things that are available online to make a difference with your marketing, this book is a great read for you, and it's full of practical tools that you can actually implement in your business starting right away. The next title I want to talk about is called PreSuasion, a revolutionary way to influence and persuade by Robert Cialdini. Social psychologist Robert Cialdini shines a light on peak persuasion and reveals that the secret doesn't lie in the message itself, but in the key moment before the message is delivered. Now, obviously, PreSuasion is wordplay off the word persuasion, and it really talks about or what happens before the sale, the pitch, the proposal, the meeting. Now, I could go on forever about PreSuasion. It is a deep book, it makes you think, but it still falls within that category that I love about being data-driven and research-driven. It really talks about what happens before what happens in business and how you can really take advantage of preparing certain situations to be ready for you before you even get there. So if you're looking at taking a little bit of a deep dive into the psychology of how you can prepare situations to best benefit you once they happen, I would recommend reading PreSuasion. Now, the next book I want to talk about, and the last one in the series today, really transformed the way that I do business. This book is called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. Sticking with the series of data-driven and scientifically driven principles and ideas, Profit First talks about how you can set up your business to make profit a priority and take your business from zero to the sky by paying yourself first. Now, Profit First hits on the financial side of running a business, which is a pretty scary part for a lot of people. A lot of people get started, they got a great idea, they make amazing cupcakes, but the financial part is something that's brand new to them. Now, I could go on and on about how Profit First is an amazing book. It's just a system that you can plug into your business and literally turn it upside down and make profit a priority and make profit first. All right, it's that time of the show. We're gonna announce our $25 Amazon gift card winner. And that winner is Terry Alma, who hit us up both on Instagram and on YouTube. Teresa Abaga is a dancer, bodybuilder, weightlifter, and all-around athlete. If you check out her Instagram or her YouTube, which the links are below, you'll see just how amazing this person is. So as you can see by the incredible photos and videos from just her Instagram, Teresa is an amazing athlete. And we thank her for entering our contest. And Teresa, if you're watching, we'll get that Amazon gift card out to you right away. And thank all you guys for participating. You really helped us get a lot of traction with these last couple episodes. You're sharing, you're engaging, and that's what we really want for this show. We want to give you great information, and we want to grow the audience so that you can participate in the Take and Give show. All right, that's it. We've reached the end of another great episode of the Take and Give show. If you like what you saw, make sure, give us a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, ring that bell and you'll never miss an episode. I'm Dan Bennett, founder and creative director at DNA Design Company and host of the Take and Give show. We'll see you next time.